friends and residents of Teck Ghee, just a few words to say thank you very much for coming to celebrate with us our National Day this year. It's our bicentennial year. It's a special celebration, and we have reason to rejoice, to be grateful for what we have in Singapore, and to look forward to what we wish to achieve and what we will be able to do in Singapore. Last week at the National Day rally, I spoke about several important things which concern Singaporeans, which concern our present, which concern our future, which we need to work at and pay attention to in order to secure ourselves for the long term. I talked about the economy and how conditions are difficult because uncertainties in the world and how that's affecting us, and how we will be able to respond not just with stimulus, not just with relief packages, but also with training, with upgrading, with skills training, and with transformation of companies to help companies to do better, to improve their business and to grow their business. I talked about Jumbo, which is a seafood company. I think many of you will know chili crabs in Jumbo, and how they have been training their workers, their chefs, to become executive chefs, their executive chefs to go and take on more senior roles in order to understand how to do business and how to grow their business in Singapore and also overseas in the region, in Bangkok, in China, now in Korea. I talk about workers who have been transforming themselves, upgrading themselves, learning new skills. Bank employees, they used to be tellers who would count money out and cash checks for people at the counters. But now people don't go to the counters. So the cashiers have been, the tellers have been retrained, become video terminal VTM operators, VTM advisors. So they will watch people do VTMs, and if they have difficulty, then people press help. The picture pops up on the screen, and then they can talk to the customer and help the customer do what he needs to do, whether to pay in a check or to make a transaction or to pay a bill or to check his account. I talk about older people in their 60s even, still receiving new training, learn to use 3D printers so that they can do something better, lighter, not so hard work as having to do things physically, but able to be more productive and employable for many more years to come. These are things which will help companies, which will help businesses, which will help all of us in Singapore to weather through economic difficulties and to do well when conditions get better. And these are efforts which the government will walk with you and help you to do, and I hope all the companies and all of the individuals, workers, will walk with us to help us make these policies succeed. At the same time, I talked about our preschool, how we are enhancing subsidies and bringing down the fees for preschool so that it's affordable to kids, to parents, and particularly to parents who have more than one young kid in preschool. Because if you have one kid in preschool, I think it's okay, but you have two kids in preschool, few $100s per kid, it's not a small amount of money. So with our enhanced preschool subsidies, I think that makes a big difference to many families, middle income as well as low income. And at the same time, we're also enhancing our university subsidies so that if you're a middle income or low income student at university, your bursaries will be more generous than before, and your fees will be, which you have to pay, will be less than before. So if you're a low income student in university, for example, previously if you're attending a course like economics or computer science, the full fee is $8,000. With bursary, you pay half, $4,000. Now, with the enhanced bursary, you only pay 1/4. So instead of $4,000, you pay only $2,000 a year. So it's a big saving for a middle income, for a low income Singaporean. If you are in the poly, the full fees are $3,000. Previously, the bursary will help you pay 80%, and then you have to pay $600 a year. But now we're enhancing the bursary. Instead of paying $600 a year, you're going down to, I think, $150 or $200 a year. So what we are trying to do is to make sure that education is completely affordable. If you have the ability, you must go and take that educational opportunity. We will make sure that the finances are not a problem. That's at the national level. It will help many people in Teck Ghee, many people all over Singapore. Because we have 300-400 kids in our preschools in Teck Ghee, each one with parents, and many of them will get the higher subsidies. And we have few hundred kids also in universities and polys studying at any one time, and they also will benefit from the subsidies which we are improving and enhancing for you. But at the same time, we also need to work with everybody to bring everybody together to make sure that our community is strong, that our community can be organized, that we can have things done and well run, and people are cared for, and if we have a problem, we have somebody to go to. And that's where our community leaders make a very big difference. They work day and night quietly, helping to serve residents year after year. And once a year, we have an event, we thank them, and this year I'm going to do it here at our National Day dinner to give long service awards to some of our grassroots leaders who have been serving for many years. Several of them, 9 of them have served more than 30 years. One of them has served more than 40 years, and she's receiving her Platinum Award tonight, and that is Mrs. Kwee Yu Tong, Madam Chua Yi Hong. And I should say something about her because Madam Chua has been in Teck Ghee serving since before there was Teck Ghee. At the time when it was Chong Bun and Ang Mo Kio, and when I came to Teck Ghee in 1984, she was here, and she helped me to get started here, and she has served in many different roles, including in the Women's Subcommittee on the CCMC and the RCs, and she continues to be active. So we are very grateful to her. But she's not the only one who is receiving awards tonight. There are others too. For example, Dr. Abdul Razak, who is receiving a 10-year award, who's on the Ang Mo Kio CCMC. He's a doctor, he's a cardiologist, but he sees elderly residents with other doctors volunteering to advise them on their health. And we also have Mrs. Rajendran, who's receiving a 15-year long service award, and she began by providing free Tamil and math tuition, and now she's helping to organize community events like Pongal and the Tamil literary competition. So I thank all our grassroots activists for their contributions. I hope you will give them full support and give me your full support so that we can work together, serve you, and make Teck Ghee and make Singapore a better place to live. So thank you very much. I wish you a very happy National Day and a very good evening ahead.